This is part 2 of Introduction to Array. In part 1 we've covered how to declare and how to use a one-dimension array. In part 2 we will have a look at two-dimension array and three-dimensional array. So on my left hand side, in this table you can see that instead of just a column going down, we also have rows. So this is a two-dimensional array and we have two index for this array, and this array name is x. So as you can see over here, x with index 0, 0, we can think of it as in array x, first row and first column, which is this element. In this element we are actually on the first row, second column. So the number of inside the index is always one smaller than the element. So what we have here is 0 will represent we are in the first row, 1 will be representing second column. Okay, second column. That's first column, second column, third column, and fourth. First row, second row, third row. So if we look at this particular element here, we are actually looking at look for the element inside row number 2 and third column. So this is the difference between one-dimensional array and two-dimensional array. We have added rows and columns to it. On my right hand side, what you have here is the three-dimensional array. Now instead of just looking at it with rows and column, we are also looking at depth. So a three-dimensional array would look like a Rubik cube. This is a lot more complex to work with, because now you have to remember the rows and the column and also the depth, which could be quite confusing because the index number is always one smaller than the position of the element. Just like in this case, it's actually already a bit confusing to work with. So what we have in your pre-release material, instead of using a two-dimensional array, we could look at it as each column going down is a different separate array. So that's one array, 2, 3, 4. Instead of looking as one big table, we divide it into 4 different separate arrays.